Am I the asshole for moving back home after my husband left me even though I'm pregnant? I've been getting cruel messages from my ex, his family, and our friends for the past few days. My soon to be ex husband, Levi, 33 male, and I, 28 female, have been together for a decade, married for 5 years. I'm currently pregnant with our first baby and due next month. After I graduated, I moved back to his hometown, a major city on the West Coast, with him. I'm from a bigger city in the Midwest, but loved living out there. I thought we were happy. We planned our baby and we were so excited. But a few weeks ago, he told me he was going to file for divorce. He said he didn't want to be tied down anymore. He was still young and needed to live his life, etc. He said there was nobody else, but I know since then that he's been seeing someone. He wanted me to move out, but this is my house too. I put down the down payment. So he's been staying with his friend Lewis. I can't afford to live here on my own while maintaining my lifestyle. Sure, I could make it work, but it wouldn't be the kind of lifestyle I would want to live, especially with a baby. I make really good money, even, but it's so expensive. I have friends for sure, but not the support system that he does. No family here. So I've decided to move back home, and luckily my company has a location in my hometown, so I was able to keep my job. My parents have been so supportive. They're divorced and hate one another, but are now combined in their hatred of Levi, which is interesting to see. They've secured me a nice rental home in my city and refuse to let me pay them back, saying I need to save to buy my next house. They're paying for my divorce lawyer and my co-pays at my new doctor here. They said I'm doing the right thing for my baby and are happy to help. My mom is about to retire and even wants to watch my baby while I work after my maternity leave. So it's been an ideal situation for me. Levi is furious. He's claiming that I moved to get back at him and am going to try to keep him out of our baby's life. I explained very clearly that I couldn't afford to be a single mom in San Diego, but he doesn't believe me. He's told everyone I moved back to get the upper hand on custody. That's not why I moved, but it's definitely a plus. His job doesn't have any locations here, and they won't keep him if he moves. He could get another job here, of course, but he says that's too much to ask of him. I told him I'd be going for child support once the baby is born, and he told me I needed to make up my mind. Could he be a dad or no? I told him he was going to be a dad regardless, and if he doesn't want to move here, then he would be a dad by paying child support. I don't think I'm the asshole. I think what I'm doing is what I have to do, but I don't know what I'm supposed to say. So all of these people texting and calling me and telling me I'm keeping Levi's baby from him. Info from the comments. Pregnancy. She's 7 months pregnant in San Diego, Southern California, moving to the Midwest. Info about the other girl. She's like 38. I know, not old, but she knew he was married because they worked together. She also congratulated me on my pregnancy and has 3 kids that she doesn't even have full custody of, I found out. Not the asshole. This guy stinks. Literally, like, boo tomatoes. He's stinky. I hate him. Bye. Like, see you, loser. See you later, loser. Whatever. Double loser. Goodbye. I don't know what you want from me. Sorry that you're literally randomly divorcing me while I'm pregnant. Like, what did you think I was going to do? Just be like, okay, yeah, sure. Let me just stay here with no extra support and, like, no family here. What are you, dumb? And also, don't respond to those dumb people either. Don't respond to them. They're obviously, they don't know. They're probably just listening to him, and he's probably telling a different story on his side of things. But at the same time, it's like, if you have any, like, there's a reason that she's keeping her baby, or she's not even keeping her baby from him. It's like she would be fine with him if he wanted to move there and be a dad to the child physically, then she doesn't seem like she has any issue with that. But she obviously has more support, and she's going to be a single mother, so she wants to be supported, and she's moving somewhere that she is actually having support, and her parents are helping her a lot. And I don't really get how you couldn't understand that. All right, this is the update, and it's 6 days later. So, first off, I thought I was clear in my first post, but the amount of helpful comments who skipped over the following info was driving me insane. I've already moved back to the Midwest and I already have a lawyer, so no need to tell me to move before my baby is born or to yell at me to get a lawyer. I've done both. A few weeks after moving out, he had filed for divorce in California. Since I was moving and obtaining a lawyer, I had not yet responded. I have an OBGYN here in my hometown and I'm set to give up birth here. I have legal advice from a professional. My ex Levi came to my place like the day after my post. I hadn't been responding to him or his friends or family and had just muted their numbers. I got home and he was talking to my new neighbor who I haven't met yet. I wanted him to stop, so I let him come inside to talk, but also texted my parents what was going on. Basically, he said everything had been a mistake. He didn't think everything through enough, and that he had withdrawn his divorce petition. He said he was fine living in my hometown. He'd need time to find a job, but could work on selling the house back west in the meantime, and work remote until he found a new job. Kind of acting like everything was fine. Very strange, though. Not like he was on drugs. I've seen him on drugs, lol. It's been years. But it wasn't that. I don't know. By the time my dad got there, I was very upset and not thinking clearly. His wife drove me to their house, and he stayed there with Levi for a bit and got him to leave, and he's been at my mom's and won't leave town. I don't want to get too into it. My lawyer was able to confirm that he sort of withdrew the petition, but it was either incomplete or incorrect. His behavior has been odd. Yes, I told them I'm not talking to him unless he gets evaluated. And I don't know if my mom wore him down or what, but he agreed and has been at the hospital all day. My mom's boyfriend has been through a lot of this with his own son and was able to get him into a good hospital, and I hope we know something soon. To be honest, I'm exhausted and overwhelmed. I feel bad saying this, but I didn't want to be dealing with this right now. I have so much going on and had already kind of divorced him and started my life as a single mom in my head. I'm not saying I'm going to stay with him even if this is a health thing. He has crossed so many boundaries and hurt me so bad in just 2 months. But I did make a vow that I take seriously, and before all of this, if I'd told you he'd done any of this, you would think I was insane. So I'm not really sure why I'm posting an update. I'm not religious, but I grew up Catholic, and maybe someone who is reads this and can pray for us, I guess. They'd have a more direct line to the big guy than me right now. I'm not sure what I would pray for. If he's fine, then he's just an asshole and I'm fine divorcing him. But if it's something more, I'm so overwhelmed at the thought of taking care of both him and a newborn. But it would mean he hasn't been deceiving me all of these years. Sorry, it's not the best update. Okay. Maybe he has a brain tumor that's making him act that way. That's like, I don't know, pressing on a certain part of his brain or something. Edit, I've gotten a few comments and also want to say this. I have his phone. I now know for a fact the woman he was seeing was not the woman I thought. He didn't meet that woman until after he'd filed for divorce and that she still wants to be with him. I'm not saying this changes anything, but people kept bringing that up. Wait, I need another update. That was like such a quick turn of events that I'm like, need to know what was going on, what is actually going on. So the first post was posted 13 days ago, and then the update was posted 7 days ago, but there's no update further than that. Ugh, I'm so annoyed. The top comment says, short of it being a brain tumor, I can't see coming back from this, especially after all of his friends and family piled onto her after he initiated the divorce. You're right, he cheated on her and kicked her out when she was pregnant. OP's family and friends hate him and will not easily forget or forgive, and the trust is gone. I mean, yeah, that's the only time that you would ever be able to forgive someone is if the doctors were genuinely like, this guy actually has a brain tumor that made him make these decisions. That's the only time I would ever think of forgiving this guy because he clearly is like, I mean, when you think back, like, I mean, people do just leave relationships like this or even marriages like this up and out of the blue without having a brain tumor, obviously. But when you think back to it, I'm sure she was like so shocked and confused because it came out of the blue so quick and like she was so confused. So it would make sense if he like actually was having bad health problems and like that is what the case was, but it would definitely be like an anomaly. Like it's definitely rare to have that happen, right? I mean, I don't think it's that common. Someone said, how did you get his phone? He was staying at your mom's and you're at your dad's. How do you know he doesn't have another phone? Any way you slice it, you seem to be such a decent person. I'm wishing the best for you and your baby, whatever you decide. OP said, they gave it to me after he was admitted. I don't know if he has another phone, I guess, but everything seems to be on here. However, everything goes and whatever you decide. Oh, thank you. I agree. I know everyone is mad. I still care about him, but it's about my baby. And honestly, I think the best thing for baby is having a healthy dad, even if he's an asshole. If something is wrong, I might still leave him, but I'd be supportive of him getting better, and so would my family. I don't know what I want to happen. That must be so much to deal with, especially if he does and like she decided to stay with him and then she has like a baby and she has this guy. I don't know. Now I'm like, I can't really fully say unless like I know what the results of this whole thing is. Like now I'm wondering. I'm so naive as well because I'm like, oh yeah, maybe he has a brain tumor that's making him act that way. But I have read a story on here before where the guy actually did have a brain tumor that made him do something. I don't remember what exactly it was, but I remember that it was like something so out of character and it was like something that ruined their relationship, and then he found out that he had a brain tumor and it was like, wait, that's why he did everything that he did. Someone said his age is also within the window for schizophrenia to develop. And then someone responded and said, if I was OP, I don't feel like schizophrenia would be enough to give this guy a second chance. It would have to be a brain tumor because any psychological condition can become an issue if meds aren't taken properly. I could never trust him to be responsible enough to not repeat the same mistakes. More likely though, he's just an asshole who has nothing at all wrong with him. He checked into the hospital just to placate her. Placate? Placate. Hoping that something will be diagnosed, even if incorrectly, and she will take him back. And then someone said, I clearly need an update on this one. Yeah, same. Clearly, very clearly. It's still ongoing. I'm so sad. But that's all of the stories I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Let me know what you thought, or let me know your predictions. What do you think is happening? Do you think this guy is just like playing her, or do you think that he actually might maybe have a brain tumor? Maybe he saw on Reddit and he was like, oh, this guy had a brain tumor, so I'm going to pretend like I have a brain tumor or something. I don't know. Or maybe he really does, and then maybe I'm going to feel bad for saying that later because it ends up that he actually does have a brain tumor that's affecting the way that he's making decisions, and once he gets it removed, he's back to normal. Maybe. Honestly, I hope, because I would love for OP to... I don't know. She said she didn't even know if she was going to forgive him if that were the case, but, you know, if she did want to forgive him, I would understand if that were the case. That's literally the only way, though, is the brain tumor. But anyways, I love you guys so much, and I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Bye. Love you. Storytime Society is now available on all listening platforms. If you are on any of those listening platforms, I would really appreciate it if you rated me 5 stars. Thanks for all the support. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.